Ukraine has likely used Storm Shadow long-range missiles for the first time on Russian territory. The target may have been an object with an underground command post of the Russian Federation, according to Defense Express. As the news agency notes, if Ukraine indeed used Storm Shadow missiles on Russian territory, it did not strike a simple target. In the Kursk region, there may be an object associated with the command of the Russian army group along the North Korean generals. In particular, a video has appeared online from the settlement of Mariine. The footage captures a series of sounds resembling explosions. What is noteworthy is that the video was filmed near the historical Barayatsky estate. Currently, this building functions as a resort, which is under the authority of the Russian President's Affairs Administration. According to unconfirmed information, the target being struck is in the eastern part of the resort, and reports are suggesting that it houses a military facility, possibly a communications node. Defense Express points out that this may not be a regular communications facility, but rather an underground command post. Considering all the details, it is likely that the Russian military command in the Kursk region was using it. Additionally, North Korean generals might have been present there. Clash report, also citing local sources, revealed that the target was likely a high-security facility believed to house the command post of Russian forces in the region. The structure is reportedly a sunken bunker used by the Russian leadership, with claims that it also serves as a base of operations for North Korean commanders. According to Defense Express, the presence of the command in this location may have made it a target for the Storm Shadow missiles. These missiles are designed to target such facilities, as their 450-kilogram warhead is specifically designed to strike protected objects. The UK provided Ukraine with long-range Storm Shadow missiles last year. These missiles, with a range of up to 300 kilometers, were adapted for use on modernized Ukrainian Su-24M aircraft. However, Ukrainian forces were previously prohibited from using them to strike Russian territory. The last known use of these missiles was recorded by the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine on October the 5th, when 3 enemy command posts were targeted. Storm Shadow missiles, which were originally granted to Ukraine for use within its own borders, are a formidable weapon capable of evading modern air defense systems. These missiles are designed to strike deep behind enemy lines with pinpoint accuracy. The UK's consent to deploy Storm Shadows against Russian targets signifies a major shift in the scope of Ukraine's counteroffensive, allowing Kiev to reach high-value, well-protected assets that were previously out of range.
Pope Francis met with First Lady Alina Zelenska at the Vatican on Wednesday after Ukraine marked 1,000 days on from the full-scale Russian invasion. Zelenska attended the pontiff's weekly audience where he decried the war as a disaster for humanity. The First Lady was seen introducing her visiting delegation before the pair exchanged gifts. The meeting came as worries grew about an escalation in the conflict, with both sides pushing to gain any advantage that they can exploit if Trump demands a quick end to the war, as he has vowed to do. In rapid succession this week, President Joe Biden gave Ukraine the authority to fire longer-range missiles deeper into Russia, and then Russian President Vladimir Putin formally lowered the threshold for using nuclear weapons.
дуже різдвяний подарунок. Це Святий Миколай. Натхнена скляними буковинськими іконами. Є така традиція. Різдвяні традиції.
Questo è una cosa che si fa nei nostri uffici. La nostra vita sia sempre per la pace. E c'è la colonna della pace, l'ulivo della pace.
The Russian Investigative Committee said on Tuesday that 2 suspects of a car explosion in Sevastopol were identified. Russian appointed officials reported last week that a car exploded and a serviceman was killed in the blast in Sevastopol, a port city in Russian-annexed Crimea. They are a 38-year-old female resident of Sevastopol and a 47-year-old resident of Yalta. The woman watched the serviceman, at the request of Ukraine's security service, to find out movement routes, daily routine and the vehicles he used. Her accomplice made an improvised explosive device, installed it under the car and activated it, Svetlana Petrenko, the spokesperson of the Russian Investigative Committee, said. Russia's top domestic security agency, the FSB, said in a statement that the 2 were detained. The head of Sevastopol, Mikhail Razvozayev, said that law enforcement was investigating the cause of the blast. Unconfirmed media reports say the killed serviceman was an officer of the Russian Black Sea Fleet. Crimea, which Russia annexed from Ukraine in 2014 in a move that most of the world rejected as unlawful, long has been declared a fair target for Ukraine by its Western allies.
Установлены лица, причастные к совершению теракта в отношении военнослужащего в городе Севастополе. Ими оказались 38-летняя жительница Севастополя и 47-летний житель Ялты. Женщина, выполняя задание Службы безопасности Украины, осуществляла наблюдение за военнослужащим с целью установления маршрутов передвижения, распорядка дня и используемых им транспортных средств. Ее сообщник изготовил самодельное взрывное устройство и, установив под днище автомобиля, привел его в действие, в результате чего погиб капитан 1-го ранга Валерий Транковский.